Hey guys, so we have a big project today, so we're just going to get right into it because this is going to take a little bit of time. I want to show you some neat little ways of using your Cricut art philosophy cartridge from Close to My Heart. So that's what we're going to utilize on this card a good bit. But first, we're going to make a background for our card. So this is actually a purchased white card that comes with envelopes. Sometimes I do that because it's just quicker sometimes than cutting out if you're doing a mass production of cards. I don't suggest that you use this card for mass production. This is one of those when you want to do something special. So this is a 5 by 6.5 card. This green page is just 1/8 of an inch smaller because I just want a tiny border. So I'm going to use my ATG and just do the edges. And like I said, there's going to be a tiny green border, a tiny white border. But I didn't cut this like I normally would. I normally would have left, I normally would have cut it 1/4 of an inch shorter, but I didn't this time. I just wanted a skinny little white line, just like that. Now then, for some fun stuff. I cut the window frame from this section of the cartridge. What I do to get ideas, and I want to tell y'all, is I just kind of flip through the page and go, oh, well that looks like a window. What can I do with that? And that's where this came from. This is from Square One. It's the 3rd button over on your overlay at the top. It is the decorative layer, and it is this window. I cut it at 4 inches because of the size of my card. You'll adjust that based on the size of your card, but this is how I kind of planned on putting this together. This is where it gets fun. You can get the idea. We're going to make a window. This is going to be our outside. So I'll be creating like a window sandwich, and I brought my corner rounder into the picture because I want to show you that this is cut with a rounded edge. So when I match my outside up to my frame, to my window frame, you can see there's some little points sticking out of the edge. We're going to get rid of those. We're just going to round the edges of this. Now I told you that I cut the window frame at 4 on the Cricut. I cut this at 4 by 4 on my paper slicer. So now when I put this together, you'll see that those edges are completely hidden. Also notice on this paper that the edge is a little bit lighter at the bottom. I want to make that be the bottom so that if any of that shows through, it'll look like a snow outside. So there's the first beginning. We know what our background is going to look like. Now what are we going to put? What are we going to look at outside that window? Well, here's what I came up with, and you can just have fun with this. I found that I love landscape art. That's something that we've just realized over the years that my husband and I really love pictures and landscapes. So I guess that's where this comes from. What I did was I stamped using, I'll show you the stamp set. Using the stamp set that comes with this Christmas tree. There's a leaf and some other things, and these are also the ones that coordinate with your Cricut. They have the line around them, so you can cut this out on your Cricut and then stamp it. Now I didn't do that because what I was doing was pretty simple, and as you notice I cut the little bottom off because I don't really need it, so I just kind of stamped it on white paper and then cut, leaving a border. This will be part of our background here, and these items we're going to mount directly to the background because we're going to lift it up a little bit in a minute. Now the next thing I did, and I'm a snowman fanatic. Everybody that knows me knows this. This was, it's in the wrong package, but this was the first free stamp set I got. This was when Close to My Heart did the Double D stamp set. That's what this is. And this little snowman up here is right here. He is so cute. What I did was I stamped him on white paper, and then using my Bic Market markers, I colored him in. So this is where we are so far. He is going to be another focal image in the background. So he'll also be standing by our Christmas tree. I'm going to trim him out real quick, just leaving a border around the edge. I'm going to use my micro tip scissors because they let me get into these smaller places. So this little snowman will kind of go in this area. Now, what you have to do is you have to lay your picture frame or your window frame over the items. Now, if I had adhered that down, my snowman's face would be completely covered up. So maybe we want to bring him down under the frame a little bit so he's kind of peeking in right here. That'll be cute, and we'll put that Christmas tree over there with it. Now you can change this any way you like. This is going to be a little dimensional, so it'll be kind of cute. I also think it'd be cute if you had some stars, some actual stars to kind of put up here, and we might go back and add that. I think that'd be cute. All right, so the next thing I want to do is adhere these down, and it looks like as long as I put them pretty close to the bottom, we're in good shape. So I'm going to do that real quick. I'm going to use my ATG. And now that little guy's on there. The next thing I'm going to do, and I think this kind of gives us the feel of a set of curtains in the window. I used the Cricut Art Philosophy cartridge one more time, and this time I cut out a 4-inch scalloped square, and I want to adhere it to the back of this piece before I put the frame on. And this kind of gives the window the feel of curtains. I think it'll be cute. So I'm going to flip this guy over. You know, I love double-sided paper, but I sure hate wasting those cute sides on the back. Every time I flip one over and go, oh, I forgot I had that cute paper. Okay. And now, we just want to make sure we get it good and centered, because this is a 4-inch, I take that back, this is a 4 1/4 inch scallop cut on the Cricut, and that is a 4-inch frame. So you're not going to have a lot of leeway when you put your picture frame on. Now I'm concerned that this little guy is going to stick out, so I'm going to trim that off because I don't think you're going to see it, but I don't want it to stick out of my frame. It seems to be, there we go, it just seemed to be out of place down there. So bring the frame back in. It's looking cute, it's looking cute. Okay, we're going to use foam tape for this one. If you want to use adhesive, dimensional lifts or dots or anything that you've got, you can use that. I'm going to use the tape. I think this will go faster, and I'm going to use the thin tape because I want it to have good support in a lot of places, all the way up and down the frame itself. So it doesn't matter which side we use. I'm going to use this side. I'm going to put a piece in the middle because I want that to stay lifted. And I'm going to put a piece on the edge. Piece on this edge. If you watch my videos, you know I love this foam tape. What I love about it is I get the same effect of, you know, squares and circles and dots, but I can make it fit what I'm doing. I'll put a smaller piece here. I don't think I'll need to run the whole length of this area, considering I've ran the whole length of those areas. And then now let's bring the outside back. We are going to very carefully line this up so that all of the blue is hidden. And we have a nice red border. Isn't that cute? It is so cute. The dimension is great. I mean, it is like looking out a window. So cute. The taller tree kind of feels like it's in the back. The smaller snowman kind of feels like he's in the front. That is really cute. I do think I'm going to add some glitter stickles, but we'll do that in a second. So now for the card front itself. Now I want to use a sentiment that shows it really well on the front. So I'm going to use one from Christmas Love. It's this one right here that says the magic of Christmas never ends. I feel like with the scene that we've created up there that this will be really cute. Now the other thing I want to do is I want to use my embossing powder. So I'm going to show you how I do that today. And it's going to go down here, and I want to emboss it because I want it to look rich and thick down here on the black, and I didn't want to have so many dimensions by making another tag or this or that the other. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use my Versamark ink, which I love, 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 love. I'm going to ink it up really, really good. The better it's inked, the better it's going to hold the embossing powder when we get to that point. And now, I just want to hold this straight And I'm gonna bring the window back for just a minute to kind of give me an idea of where I want to stamp this. I think right here is good. Press that down really well, pull it off. Now that's good and wet. Now the embossing powder that I'm going to use is black, from Close to My Heart, black embossing powder. And a piece of scrap paper. So I'm going to lay this over this, and I'm just going to sprinkle this on. Now I'm going to bring in my heat tool. This is from Close to My Heart. This is the heat tool that you'll purchase from our catalog. And you'll want to turn your heat on. And you just kind of want to start out at the edge, letting it heat up. And as you noticed, I heated the underside. I do that to kind of help it to go flat again. Now once it cools, it'll lay flat and that won't be a problem. Right now it's a little lifted up, but isn't that pretty how it just pops off that green? And now for the fun part. We're going to put this guy back on here. So I'm going to turn this over and use my ATG down the edges. Now something you could do if you had this, which I think this would be really, really cute. If you had some clear acetate, you could make this an actual shaker card by just putting the acetate between the window and the front and the foam, and then adding some glitter or something in there to pop, to kind of jump around whenever you shake the card. But we didn't do that, and that's all right. Now I'm going to take my Stardust glitter gel, and this is where I'm going to give it the look of stars. Everywhere there's a dot, and you don't have to do everywhere. You can just do it sporadically. I'm going to make it look like it's snowing with these little glitter dots. Okay, so we had a little issue, a blooper, but I fixed it. I think I fixed it. Here's what we're going to do. When I was putting the glitter on to my window, I put my hand in the embossing and it wasn't dry, so I smeared it. Just kind of a dumb mistake. So what I did was I took it off and cut it out of the green. I think this is still going to work. So now I'm going to, instead of embossing, because obviously it takes longer to dry than I'm wanting to have, I'm going to use some black stays on, and I'm just going to put it on my white card. It'll give us the same look, the nice richness. The magic of Christmas. And now, I still have ATG on most of the sides. I'm trying to be really careful with the glitter underneath and hold it in the right spot, since it's probably still wet. There we go. And now we'll just place this little guy up here. I'll hold it up so I can make sure I get it good and straight. There we go. And then we'll just fold the card. Try not to smear anything, which I'm known for. And there's the card. I think I kind of like it on the white background even better. So there you go. That's how you make the window card. And I'll show you in pictures so you'll be able to see a good close-up of it and give you a good shot of what we did today. Thanks for joining me. Have a good one. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.